Hello demons and dark souls, my name is TBSkyn and welcome to this little experimental video series where I am going to attempt to fight my way through Dark Souls, and while I am doing so, analyze the character designs of the bosses and perhaps some of the enemies that I come across along the way. Now the reason I'm doing this is because, well, I've never played Dark Souls. Consequently, if you feel the need to go down into the comments and spam "get good at me," it's probably, first of all, justified, but second of all, I know. I've not played Dark Souls before. I'm not particularly good at this style of video games. So, you know, if I'm terrible, I'm kind of fine with that, because as far as I understand, Dark Souls is not really about being incredibly mechanically skilled. It's about being, you know, patient and careful and being ready to die lots and lots and lots of times. Now, I'm not going to make a particularly interesting character, I think, because hopefully he's just going to be covered in armor for the whole game. So, the reason I wanted to do this series, like I touched on, I have never played Dark Souls. I am not especially good at Dark Souls. I mean, I've played Dark Souls 2 on a friend's PlayStation one time, which went okay under the circumstances, but not, you know, magnificently well. And that, oh, wow, okay, hello, hi. Okay, so that, I believe, is our first boss, which, if I recall the wiki I read correctly, is the Asylum demon. Because this is the Undead Asylum, so that makes perfect sense. So, part of the reason why I wanted to do this series is because, well, I've never played Dark Souls, and in order to get a sense of what exactly Dark Souls character designs try to tell you, I felt like I kind of had to play the game, because I was looking, I've wanted to talk about Dark Souls character designs for a while, but looking at the images online, just kind of, oh, that's a generic wolf with a sword in his mouth, and that's an evil demon that looks like lots of other evil demons, and that's a dragon. And a lot of the character designs didn't really communicate a lot of interesting feelings to me, so I thought maybe part of the reason why is because I have never been down to my last sliver of health while something evil was about to crush my spine with a swing from above that I hadn't seen in time. I've never experienced the physical, visceral feeling of fighting these bosses while considering them. So, because my friend Barry has been kind of relentless in bugging me to talk about Dark Souls, I figured, okay, let's propose this on Patreon, which is why this video series even exists, is because people on my Patreon voted for it and wanted to see it, and so we are doing it. Bonfires, they're good, right? Yeah. This looks, okay, hi, hello, hi, okay, yeah, well, we're not fighting you right now, then. Okay, bye, goodbye. Okay, yeah. See, oh, my heart is pounding a little bit. That was kind of what, yeah, that's what I was talking about when I said I haven't had the visceral experience of fighting these guys. I don't know what it feels like, but now I'm starting to get some sense of it, because looking at the Asylum demon, like the bit I was able to catch through the grate and stuff. Whoa, that's an arrow. It's this big, imposing, overpowering, it's just large, essentially. That's really what's going on. It's large. That's, I hope I'm equipping this correctly. I'm not really sure how this works. And that's kind of, I feel like that's the sensation it's supposed to impart on you when you first see it, is, holy shit, that thing is massive. How the hell am I supposed to kill it? I am tiny and I have a small broken sword that can't possibly hurt it, and then it jumps on your head and beats you half to death. Like, literally half my health is gone from one attack within the first moment of meeting the damn thing. So I feel like that's really, it's about sending a message, as it were, to the player that this is what you're going to be dealing with. This is what that world is going to be like. This is what you have to be ready for. You prepare to die, as it were. Oh, shit. How do I raise my shield? Oh, I have the menu open. I'm going to die a lot to that kind of thing. Okay, I remember that these usually meant there's a boss fight on the other side, so I guess let's see how I die the first time. Okay, no boss. The sensation I got from... Oh, hey, there's a dude in there. The sensation I got... Maybe I can steal his armor. The sensation I got from seeing the Asylum demon for the first time was one of... Ooh, that's probably bad. That looks like the kind of thing that would be like an endgame boss in any other video game. Is like this huge, imposing, kind of terrifying demon. What the heck? Ah! Ah! Oh, Jesus Christ. Welcome to Dark Souls, I guess.
There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know.
That's an incredibly specific saying, my dude. Oh, cool. This is actually kind of convenient. I can get a good look at him now. Because that is not... Okay, maybe not! Oh, shit. Okay, that worked. Okay, great. Good. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Now, the trouble, of course, is I kind of can't kill him too quickly because I have to get a look at him to figure out what the hell I have to say about him. So, first of all... big dude. Really big and scary. And yeah, the character design is absolutely supposed to intimidate you, and it's working. He's very big. He's very bloated. And he's... Ow! God damn it. I should probably hit him or something. Okay, that did not hit him. So he can't hit me if I'm really close to him? That seems not right. Ow. Look at his wings. His wings are completely and utterly useless. They are things that don't actually... Okay, I dodged too soon there. They're things that actually don't do what they're supposed to do. They can't let him fly. And that lends to him this sense of being... Okay, this is not going very well. Being a corrupted creature. That... Something that is kind of... misshapen. Oh! So, his horns, especially, they are perfectly symmetrical. But because of the... Okay, I'm dead. So his horns, for all intents and purposes, they are perfectly symmetrical. But nonetheless, they seem unnatural. They're kind of sawed off at the top. Okay, you're back. They're kind of sawed off at the top as though they have kind of been broken off. Even though it's even, it kind of looks weird and unnatural. And he has all these little lumps and bumps on him. That's kind of a big thing with this guy. It's just lumps and bumps all over the place. And that's what lends itself so well to making him look distorted and misshapen, like he's not put together quite right, like something terrible went wrong with him in the womb. So, that was definitely 100% the wrong thing to do. Okay, so our friend is definitely in there. Let's see if this is gonna work again. Oh, it does. Oh, that works a lot. Okay, so let's try and actually beat him this time. So the wings are useless. They are these misshapen kind of husks of wings that imply that he once had flight, and it makes him look like a corrupted angel, which makes sense with the demon motif that he's generally got going on here. Okay, he can fly, actually! He can fly. It turns out he can fly. Despite his wings being ugly and useless, he is completely capable of flight. I should probably not get hit by him when he's doing that thing, but got him! So, he's big, he's lumpy, he's ugly, he has unnatural growths that are sticking out all over him, and his tail essentially looks like sort of a big bone. The Asylum demon, all in all, is this big, weird, misshapen, corrupted lump of a creature. This wrong thing that looks like something out of someone's worst nightmare, which in a sense makes sense, because when you're discovered in the jail cell there, you look like you're kind of waking up from a dream. So it makes sense for that to be the first boss in the context of waking up to this world. Like, Lordran, insofar as I know anything about it, is this, well, as you can see by the architecture, it's this corrupted husk of a world. It's this kind of broken shell of a world that was once full of, well, essentially fire. And the Asylum demon's design in that context makes kind of a lot of sense. It is this representation of the world that you're about to enter. And the thing about the Asylum demon is, as demon designs go, it is awfully generic. It's like, I've seen 100 million demon designs just like it. I've seen thousands of where it's just kind of this, oh yeah, there's a fallen angel motif, and it's kind of ugly and brutish and disgusting. that kind of makes sense as a visual metaphor for the game that you're about to enter. And it also kind of makes sense that the first thing a game like Dark Souls does is present you with an absolutely overwhelming, terrifying, massive foe. Something that looks like it really shouldn't be possible for a dude your size to deal with. Like, it really shouldn't be possible for someone with a pick sticker, this tiny little sword like what I've got here, to deal with something that is that terrifyingly big and powerful and just can like swing across the entire room. But it actually has some trouble getting at you when you get up close and personal, which is where your sword has effect. So a lot about it in terms of its game design is teaching you. It's teaching you how to approach the world from a fighting perspective, yes, but also from a thematic perspective. It is sort of an emblem of what this game, what this world Lordran is all about. It's showing you what to expect. It's kind of a thematic palette cleanser. It sets the theme that in this world, not only are things misshapen and diseased and kind of falling apart at the seams, it's also big and terrifying and just hostile. It wants you dead for no reason except that you happen to exist. Which, to me, kind of, yeah, that makes sense in terms of being what Dark Souls is about. The Asylum demon sets the tone. It's the first note of the symphony, as the case may be. So, things are a little bit rough here in the first episode, because I'm still trying to figure out how to fight a big giant Dark Souls boss while also trying to figure out something interesting to say about its character design. Nonetheless, I hope you have enjoyed this first attempt of mine to make this format work. If you have any advice, if you have any, like, whether it's in-game in terms of how to approach a boss fight, what kind of equipment I should go looking for, any advice about playing Dark Souls, you should feel free to leave that down in the comments. It's going to be very useful to me. Or if you have any advice about the things that you'd like me to focus on, the things that you'd like me to look at when it comes to Dark Souls boss character designs, the things you'd like me to notice and try and tell you about, leave those down in the description as well. This episode is funded by my supporters on Patreon. It was a thing that I put up for vote. Everybody who supports me on Patreon gets to vote on subjects for future episodes of things on this channel. And if you go there right now, you can vote on several videos. One that deals with the Yordles of League of Legends, tries to analyze their designs and kind of recount the history of the Yordles as a character concept in League of Legends, because it has a long and weird history. The other one about the great lore retcon that League of Legends went through some years ago, where Riot decided to essentially upend the entire story foundation of the game and replace it with, well, something else that they are not quite done building it. And we've also got a video on Overwatch and Fortnite versus Call of Duty and PUBG, the cartoon aesthetics of the modern popular shooters versus the realistic, air quotes, aesthetic of shooters, sort of more of gaming's past, and taking a look at what's the differences between them, why do they work differently. That might be an interesting thing. If you're not interested in supporting me on Patreon, though, of course, that is 110% completely okay. I'm just so happy that anybody does at all. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being patient with the rough edges around this first episode, and indeed with the rough edges around my complete lack of ability to play Dark Souls. My name has been TB Skyn. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.